What's up, everybody? How's it going? And thank you for tuning into the show. Today's episode, as you can tell from the title, we're going to be going in and we're going to be ranking the top Ghostface killers of all time from the Scream franchise. Now, as we all know, the Scream franchise is legendary. When it first appeared on the scenes in December of 1996, this franchise was a phenomenal franchise, and the cast that was in the first film, it was phenomenal. All of them were bangers and legendary. So, without any further ado, we're going to go get right into it. Coming in at number 5. Number 5 on the list of top Ghostface killers goes to Mickey Altery from the Scream 2. From the Scream 2 film, Mickey Altery, played by Timothy Olyphant. Man, Timothy Olyphant, what can I say? He's a phenomenal actor. He's been in a lot of projects. He's just done a hell of a job. And I think when he appeared on Scream 2 and he played as one of the Ghostface killers, he did a hell of a job. So being a supporting Ghostface killer to Mrs. Debbie Loomis, he did a hell of a job. And I think his overall stage presence was phenomenal. He really gave us that feeling of the Ghostface killer. Also, his stage presence was phenomenal, and the kills was just sick. In Scream 2, there was a lot of kills in Scream 2 that was just so phenomenal. If I'm not mistaken, Mickey was the one that killed Randy, and the way Randy was killed, man, it was just so vicious. So this is why I gave Mickey Altery the number 5 spot. Coming in at number 4 on the top ranked Ghostface killers. Number 4 would have to go to, I would say, goes to Mrs. Debbie Loomis. Mrs. Debbie Loomis, also from Scream 2. Mrs. Debbie Loomis, when she played the Scream killer, the first thing I could think of when Mrs. Debbie Loomis was the killer and revealed to be the main Ghostface killer on Scream 2, I thought of the Friday the 13th saga when Mrs. Voorhees was the killer. It was so phenomenal. I think it was a phenomenal job. And I think that with Scream 2, I think that they gave that overall presence and character related to and pertaining to Mrs. Voorhees from the Friday the 13th franchise. So this is why I gave Mrs. Debbie Loomis the fourth place rank. And I think she just did a hell of a job. She's been in multiple projects as well. And I just think that her being the Ghostface killer in Scream 2, it was so good with the story backline that was pertaining to and relating to the original film Scream 1. And coming to find out and discover that that Debbie Loomis was Billy Loomis's mother from the original film. I think this was a phenomenal job, and I think the producers, the director, and the screenplay writer, they did a hell of a job with casting Mrs. Laurie Metcalf as Mrs. Debbie Loomis. So, as you know, for number 5 came Mickey Altery. Number 2, Mrs. Debbie Loomis. Now we're going to go into the third spot. Now the third spot and the second spot was very tricky because arguably debatable, I could have went either way with the third and the second spot. But considering the originality and the stage presence, I would have to give the third spot to Emma Roberts playing the character Jill Roberts. Okay? Jill Roberts comes in third place as we're talking about the top ranked Ghostface killers. I think in Scream 4, Emma Roberts' character, Jill Roberts, did a phenomenal job, and it was a phenomenal backstory that had a connection and a significant connection and relevance to Mrs. Sidney Prescott. I think it was a good job, and the film, it was cool, it was good. I give the film about, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give Scream 4 a rating of about 7.5 to 8. That's what I give Scream 4. But I just think that this was a good direction they went with the Ghostface killer, because we know, as we're talking about the female killers as far as Ghostface, we know Debbie Loomis was a killer, and then to bring out Jill Roberts as a Ghostface killer in Scream 4, I think it was a good job. I think that Emma Roberts did a hell of an excellent job. Now, I could have gave her the second spot. Because she did a phenomenal hell of a job. But I had to give the second spot. Coming in at number 2, I give the second spot to Matthew Lillard playing the character of Stu. Matthew Lillard, what more can I say? Matthew Lillard is a phenomenal banger. He's a phenomenal actor. He's a beast. He's been in so many projects. Everything that Matthew Lillard has touched has just went gold and platinum. And I think being the supporting cast, being the supporting Ghostface killer to the main Ghostface killer in Scream 1, Matthew Lillard did a hell of a job as Stu. His character Stu, it was excellent. It was a good job. You could even arguably say that Stu could have been the #1 ranked top Ghostface killer, but of course we know that he couldn't be the top ranked Ghostface killer for a specific reason, and I will get into that next when we announce the #1 Ghostface killer. Now, as I said, the second spot and the third spot, it was arguably debatable. It could have went to Jill Roberts, but it could have went to Stu. But I had to give Stu the upper hand advantage because I just think that Stu's overall presence, as far as the actor Matthew Lillard is a A+ actor, and I just think that it would be inaccurate for me not to put him either at the top spot or the runner-up spot for the top-ranked Ghostface killer. But this is no shade towards the character Jill Roberts, played by Emma Roberts. I think Emma Roberts did a hell of a job, and this is why I gave her the third-ranked spot, and I gave Stu, as the character Stu, the second-ranked spot. So coming in at number one, who is the #1 overall Ghostface killer of all time in the Scream franchise? Without any questions, without any doubt, undisputably, non-refutably, the #1 ranked Ghostface killer would have to go to Skeet Ulrich, playing Billy Loomis. Man, Billy Loomis's role character, man, it was a phenomenal job throughout the whole movie, from the original film Scream 1. I think that the character Billy Loomis, he did a hell of a job. I think Skeet did a hell of a job playing the character of Billy Loomis. He did a hell of a job giving us the overall presence, making us feel the character of Billy Loomis. And I think that the storyline and the backstory, which connected Billy with Sidney Prescott, it was so great and so excellent. And I think just when the film kept progressing and we come to find out that Billy Loomis was one of the killers, I just think that it was a good twist and it was a good job. And we know the love story between Billy and Sidney Prescott. It was just a phenomenal thing. And then a lot of times throughout the film, we automatically had our suggestions and our opinions that we thought that Billy was the killer. And because of certain ways how Scream 1 went down, you would assume and expect that Billy was the killer. And then when we come to discover and find out that Billy was actually one of the killers, in fact, the main killer, I think it was just a hell of a job done by Skeet Ulrich. And I just think that undisputably, non-refutable, that Billy Loomis would have to come in first place as the #1 Ghostface killer. So as I get ready to wrap this segment up for you guys, I'm going to go down the list once again. Coming at number 5 for the top-ranked Ghostface killers. Coming at number 5, Timothy Olyphant, playing the character Mickey. Coming in at number 4, Laura Metcalf, playing the character of Debbie Loomis from the Scream 2 franchise. Coming in at number 3, Emma Roberts, playing the character of Jill Roberts from Scream 4. Coming in at number 2, Matthew Lillard, playing the character of Stu Matcher in Scream 1. And coming in at number 1, Skeet Ulrich, playing the character of Billy Loomis from Scream 1, ladies and gentlemen. It was a phenomenal job. It was a phenomenal job by all of these actors who were Ghostface killers in the Scream franchise. Phenomenal job. And as you could tell, if you guys notice a pattern, as you could tell, it's clearly obvious that the first 2 films were the best films out of all the Scream's films. I'm curious to know what you guys' opinions and thoughts are. Do you think that Scream 1 and Scream 2 were the best Scream films out of the whole complete entire Scream saga? And if you notice a pattern, the number 4 and number 5 Ghostface killers on this ranked list came from Scream 2. The number 1 and number 2 spot Ghostface killers came from Scream 1. In my personal opinion, I think it's clearly and obvious and very vividly that Scream 1 and Scream 2 were the backbones of this Scream franchise. And I think that there should be no question about it that the way I judge and I rank these Ghostface killers, I think that most people, you should probably agree with me. If you have a different point of view, then spam in the comments, let me know what you think. Do you think that someone else should have been in this top ranked list of Ghostface killers? But I think I was very fair, and I was being non-biased, and I gave a good ranking of the top Ghostface killers. So that's all I have for you guys. I want to thank you guys for tuning into the show. I want to give you guys much love and appreciation for tuning into the show. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, and share this video. So until next time, y'all already know what it is. It's the M to the J to the U. Peace.